Trade deadline was yesterday in the NFL. It came and went. And it was very, very quiet here in New England. They did nothing. They made one deal going back to last week with the Joshua Uche deal to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
That was their activity at the trade deadline. They did not buy, as you were hoping they might, that they might go out and try and help this offense with either another lineman or another receiver. They didn't do that. But you know what I think is the most damning thing that they did not do?
What's that?
Relates to one player. One player. I was talking about it last night on TV.
Drake May?
On Early Edition? No, they didn't. Come on, Drake May. What are you talking about? Give me a break.
No, but what's it relate to?
KJ Osborn. How did they not move KJ Osborn if, as it was reported, multiple teams had checked in on him, including the Chargers? They were looking to inquire about KJ Osborn, who is different from another receiver that the team has reportedly been trying to move in Tyquan Thornton, not just last week, but for several weeks now. He's different. He's different in that, KJ Osborn has a resume, right? KJ Osborn has proven he is a professional wide receiver in the NFL. He's had 50 and 60 catch seasons in the NFL. He's had 7 touchdowns in a year, 5 touchdowns in another. Like, this guy has played in the league and proven he can play in the league. Not here. Right. He's in a bad situation now for himself here, but at least he's got a track record, and teams can say, oh, we know he can play, right? We know he's in a bad spot in New England, and that offense is bad, and they're not playing him, and it hasn't worked out for him, but he could work out for us. And so if teams were calling on that guy, how is it that the Patriots didn't move KJ Osborn yesterday? Isn't that an easy one? You would take anything for him.
Oh, I would chip him out. Yeah, I would take a box of tape for him.
Take a swap of a 6th and a 7th.
I just think the problem is you got him here. You don't have a 1 and you don't have a true 2. And he's not a 1 and he's not a 2. Pop Douglas is your 3. He's the slot. He played in a passing offense in Minnesota. Like, why shouldn't he be better? Like, I expected him to be a little bit better than what he is. We saw him in camp. He was okay in camp, but I thought he disappeared on days. Thornton disappeared too. And then people were pumping his tires at the end of camp. You got a problem because you got 2 guys right now that aren't going to be active again probably this week, and you're going to have to rely on all your young guys. And I don't think he's a good guy for the room.
Mike Reese told us on Tuesday, just yesterday, that I'm like, which day? What day are we on?
48 hours.
Yeah. So Mike told us yesterday that he believes that KJ Osborn would prefer to be elsewhere. Not shocking, given his social media posts.
Right. Well, he said that as long
since he said it.
I mean, not shocking, considering what he has publicly revealed by way of Instagram posts. So, yeah. And my thought now is, okay, so nobody wanted to actually commit to making a deal for him. Apparently the Chargers just checked in but didn't want to do anything.
Right.
If I'm the team right now, do you know what I'm doing with that situation? Cutting him loose. I'd release him.
Well, why would you cut him?
Why not?
What if one of your guys goes down? What if Pop goes down? What if Polk goes down? You're going to need somebody.
Yeah, pick someone up off a practice squad.
I'd rather have him than Thornton, though.
See, I don't want either one. In fact, I'd cut them both loose in the middle of the season. You want to fix that room? Fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it and bring in some new blood. And I'm not talking about, obviously, going out and getting a quality player or an upgrade. I'm talking about get new individuals in there that are off of your practice squad or another. I don't even know if they got receivers on that squad. I don't even know who's on that list right now.
It's not even that. It's like
trying to remember who's even on the Patriots roster these days is a struggle. But I'm telling you, pick up new guys. Pick up guys that are coming in and at least work hard and want to be there. That on a team that is 2-7 and headed for a first overall pick right now could be helpful. You want to improve your culture? Get guys that are going to buy in. This guy isn't, and maybe Tyquan Thornton is, but he just can't play. He's got limited abilities.
I would have kept a guy like Rager.
I would have too, but he had his own issues.
Yeah.
He had an Instagram post too.
Yeah, he had his own issues, so I can't.
Well, that's the room. They're allowed to do that. Nobody stops them from doing it. Like, that's the problem. It's something every week. See, if you're going to get somebody, you got to get somebody that's going to be here 2 or 3 years for Drake.
Not necessarily. KJ Osborn's not going to be here for 2 or 3 years.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Tyquan Thornton's not going to be here for 2 or 3 years.
I'm saying if you want to release him, you got to bring in a guy that's young.
Okay, maybe. Yeah. Like try a younger player that might catch on. Sure.
Right.
I just think that room's an issue, and they should have moved on from at least Osborn in a trade. That one, to me, feels like you could have pulled something off. They didn't. And Thornton, let's be honest, he's a bust. Want to make it better?
Would you release him?
Yeah, I'd cut them both. I'd cut them both loose. And you know what I would do? I would tell Javon Baker, get your crap together, because guess what? You've got half a season to prove you belong here, too, or you're the next one to go.
Yeah, I'd get him up and flying. I said that Sunday. I said,
I'd say to him, hey,
get him 10 reps. What do you have, 3 reps?
I'd say, hey, kids, second-round picks, they're usually guaranteed a roster spot year 2. Fourth-rounders, not so much. You better pull it together or you'll be on the street.
So he flashed.
You're going to be looking for a new job in the NFL, and it won't be here.
Yeah. So he flashed in practice, and he also flashed in the preseason games. Like, he's the guy who can run the digs. He's the guy who can run the post.
Good, let's see it.
Yeah. And I think Drake threw the ball to him and Polk the most this summer and through OTAs and through all the mini camps. Like, get the guys in there that he's used to throwing to. He hasn't thrown to Bourne. You can see how they were off 2 weeks ago, but I think that's starting to come around. I don't trust the other veterans. I don't trust Thornton, and I don't trust KJ Osborn.
For good reason.
Yeah.
So why couldn't Elliott pull off a move?
Nobody wants him.
Why couldn't he get KJ Osborn to somewhere else?
Who wants him, though? Like, what
I don't know. I guess the Chargers called and multiple teams called. So I don't know. I don't know how you don't. If you want to believe Bert Breer, and I already told Bert right to his face, I don't. Multiple teams called on Tyquan Thornton.
I don't believe that.
Thank you. All right, so you've got an entire
up.
show that doesn't believe Bert on that one.
There's no way. Like, they may be saying that, but no. So who would drop
Who?
that?
I say, who called? Tell me now, right now. I can't report this unless you give me names, and I call them, and they admit they call.
The Mass
They cop
Pirates?
to
Is that the team? Yeah.
Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcester Pirates.
Who called on him?
Nobody called on him.
Well, Bert says multiple teams called on him. I don't know if the Toronto Argonauts count, but, maybe. They got that weird size field and all that motion before the snap.
That's
and,
good. He can go forward and
they're just taking a lot of jet sweep plays for Toronto.
It's unbelievable. This is where we're at with him. Another second-round bust.
Who called? Ottawa.
Ottawa.
It was Ottawa. That's who it was. The new flag football team in Boston, the new pro flag team. They're looking. They think he could be an Olympian in a couple of years. That's what it is. I don't know. I just feel like Elliott Wolf is on the clock, man. He really is, and I think Drake May, the way that he's played, has added pressure to that front office because I don't know how much credit Elliott Wolf deserves for drafting Drake May. I don't give him much, if any. I think it was an easy, as I like to call it, simple, stupid decisions.
Like you could have traded out.
You could be dumb. You could be as stupid as they come and make that call that you're going to draft Drake May. So I don't give him a lot of credit for that. The draft for me started with Jalen Polk, and so far this draft looks bad. And they've got a lot of picks the next 2 years. They are loaded up in picks. I thought maybe they'd grab a few more late rounders yesterday. It didn't happen. What are you going to do with them? And do you trust this guy to make it right? Do you trust this guy to control the board and improve this team in a meaningful way for 2025? We're kind of on to 2025, and that's kind of the question. Do you believe that they've got the right people in charge to make this roster much better and improved and one that can win games next year?
Well, I don't
have a lot of faith.
Well, I think the fact the quarterback plays and he plays well, people are going to want to come here. I think that's part of the problem when you go after the big-time receivers. Like, who's throwing me the ball? Jacoby Brissett? The big news was we're going to slow play this thing with May. He only played 26 games. He's not ready yet. He's raw. The kid's ready to go. And I said it yesterday down at Gillette. Phil Perry said it too. He's good now. And that's why I wanted to make some sort of a move yesterday. Get him a tackle. Get him another receiver. Do something to help him this year. Don't wait till next year. But I think he's definitely on the clock, Beetle. I do. He's on it now.
Is he a trade deadline loser, Elliott Wolf?
No, not at all.
Is he a winner?
Well, I mean, you signed
No.
You got to go into one of two categories. You're either a winner or a loser.
Well, you signed Bourne back. You signed Duggar back. Duggar's a core guy. You need Bourne for the receiver room because it stinks right now. Who are you going to trade away? Who are you going to give up? You got to give something up to get something. What team has a good receiver that they're going to give it to you? Nobody.
I think this is a weird, sneaky, important day to hear from Gerard Mayo. They've got a game coming up this weekend against a team with another young quarterback and a guy who has flashed. And they're coming off what is one of their bad losses of the year. Now, the Patriots have a lot of losses. Losing to Tennessee, not a good one. Losing to Miami the way they did, not a good one. The Jacksonville loss, not a good one. And they've had all these losses here mixed in with that Jets win. Can they bounce back from that, from the way they played in Tennessee? Or are we about to see the part of the year when guys start to, as Zoe likes to say, go check out and buy your skis?
Buy skis.
And
I think they can. I think they can because of the quarterback.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.